Hello everyone, and welcome back to Nature's Fury. Today we're diving into the devastating effects of Typhoon Yagi, Typhoon No. 3, which recently struck northern Vietnam on September 7, 2024. This powerful storm unleashed a wave of destruction, becoming one of the strongest to hit the region in decades. With torrential rains, fierce winds, and violent waves, Typhoon Yagi left an indelible mark on the lives and infrastructure of Vietnam.
Typhoon Yagi, Typhoon No. 3, caused severe damage across northern Vietnam after making landfall on September 7, 2024. It was one of the strongest typhoons to hit the region in decades, with powerful winds, heavy rainfall, and destructive ocean waves significantly affecting the lives of residents and local infrastructure. Below is a detailed report on the destruction and response to Typhoon Yagi in Vietnam. Development and strength of typhoon. Yagi Typhoon. Yagi began forming in late August 2024 and quickly intensified into a super typhoon, with winds reaching 149 kilometers per hour, category 15 to 16, when it made landfall in Vietnam. Before hitting northern Vietnam, the typhoon devastated northern parts of the Philippines and Hainan Island in China, causing significant damage in those areas. On the afternoon of September 7th, the eye of the storm made landfall in Quang and Haiphong with maximum wind speeds of 149 kilometers per hour. Strong winds and heavy rain caused severe flooding, submerging areas and causing significant damage to local infrastructure and daily life. On Kotu Island, Quang Ninh, powerful winds uprooted many trees and destroyed several structures. Many houses lost their roofs, and several tourist boats sank or were swept away. Damage to infrastructure. Coastal areas such as Ha Long, Quang Yen, Mong Kai, and Kotu were the hardest hit. Many houses were destroyed, trees were uprooted, and public infrastructure was heavily damaged. Bai Che Bridge in Quang Ninh faced severe pressure from powerful waves and strong winds disrupting traffic. Many boats docked at Kai Rong Port in Van Don District were swept away or damaged due to collisions. In Haiphong, heavy rain and strong winds toppled many power poles, leaving more than 1.5 million customers without electricity across a large area. Coastal districts such as Cat Ba, Du Sun, and Bac Long Vai were severely affected. Many roads were blocked by fallen trees, hindering movement and rescue efforts. The Haiphong government issued an emergency notice urging residents to stay indoors and avoid travel to ensure safety. In the capital city of Hanoi, although not directly in the storm's path, heavy rain and winds still caused significant damage to trees and the power system. Hundreds of trees in districts like Cao Giai, Hai Ba Trung, and Than Xuan were uprooted, falling on vehicles and posing risks to residents. Public transportation, including buses and elevated railways, was suspended to ensure safety. Human casualties. According to the Department of Dike Management and Disaster Prevention, as of September 10th, Typhoon Yagi had caused over 200 deaths, 752 injuries, and 64 missing persons in heavily affected areas such as Quang Ninh, Haiphong, and nearby provinces. Most injuries were caused by fallen trees, landslides, or traffic accidents in severe weather conditions. In Quang Ninh alone, 146 trees were reported to have fallen, causing significant disruptions to traffic and the power grid. Northern mountainous provinces like Lao Cai and Hua Bin were also affected by heavy rainfall, leading to flash floods and landslides. Some villages in Lao Cai were isolated due to flooding, and rescue operations were hindered by the rugged terrain. Government and rescue efforts. Before Typhoon Yagi made landfall, local authorities implemented various preventive measures, such as evacuating residents, particularly from coastal areas and landslide-prone regions. More than 100 boats in Bak Long Vai were safely docked, and residents on the island were evacuated to safer areas. In Hanoi, the Hanoi Drainage Company implemented urban flood prevention measures, mobilizing over 1,000 personnel to monitor key flood-prone areas. However, with expected rainfall between 300 to 500 millimeters, the risk of severe flooding remained high. Major streets in the capital, such as Panboi Chau and Ly Thong Kiet, were heavily flooded, causing significant traffic disruptions. Vietnam Electricity Corporation, EVN, directed the restoration of the power grid after the storm. But due to extensive damage, repairs were still ongoing in many areas. In Quang Ninh alone, over 40% of customers had not yet had power restored.